Welcome to the Cell Guru Show. This is Rajiv Makhni on the show, and I'm going to take you through some very epic tales today. The first one is going to be a comparison. Now, this is a comparison all of you have been asking for because almost all the phones we've reviewed in the last few weeks, all of them have turned out to be absolutely amazing. So let's just compare them all. What am I going to compare? Everything you asked for. The Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite versus the Nord CE 5G versus the Poco X3 Pro. Then we'll move on to understanding lossless and spatial audio. Then the Apple Airtags and Mediatek Dimensity 5G open resource architecture. The first phone with that is about to come out, the Oneplus Nord 2. All of that happening on the Cell Guru Show. And of course, before we get started, all the news coming in from the world of mobiles.
Qualcomm has announced its first smartphone in collaboration with ASUS. It is a special device specifically designed for the members of the Snapdragon Insiders program, but it will be available for customers as well. The phone comes with top-notch specifications that include Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 SoC, 144Hz AMOLED display, and a 512GB onboard storage. On the software front, it will come with stock Android 11 experience. The phone will also come with active noise-cancelling TWS earbuds manufactured by New York-based Master and Dynamic, and is packed with a Qualcomm Quick Charge 5 charger, custom rubber bumper, and two USB-C to USB-C braided cables. The smartphone will carry a price tag of around $1,499, roughly 1,12,200 rupees, and will be available to purchase through ASUS's online and offline retail channels starting August. It will initially be available in China, Germany, Japan, Korea, US and UK, followed by India. Samsung has released a few FE models in the past which are known for good performance and an affordable price tag. Now, the South Korean giant is gearing up for the launch of the next iteration, the S21 FE, but it has been leaked ahead of the launch in form of 360-degree renders. The alleged Galaxy S21 FE looks quite similar to the vanilla Galaxy S21, which is typically the case with the company's FE models. From the renders, a triple rear camera and a single centrally located hole punch cutout at the front can be seen. The company was expected to launch the FE model in August, but the production has been delayed because of the chip shortage. Now, the phone is expected to release in September or October.
Our top story today is an absolute epic. So like I said right at the beginning, we've been reviewing really great phones and we found all of them to be fantastic. That's why you asked us a question. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've reviewed so many phones. Can you compare them? Absolutely. You're asking and I won't do it. So the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite, we loved it. The Oneplus Nord CE 5G, we loved it. Poco X3 Pro, well, we weren't overly thrilled with it, but you guys have loved it. So let's do a comparison and find out which is the best phone from these three.
Lifestyle phones have a niche audience in the market as they primarily focus more on design and craftsmanship. The Mi 11 Lite is the brand's entry in this category of smartphones and has a lot going for it. But can it win over the Oneplus Nord CE 5G and Poco X3 Pro in an already competitive budget smartphone category? We put these phones head to head to see which one comes out as the clear winner. In terms of design, the Mi 11 Lite hands down wins in this department. Sleek and slender at just 6.81mm and weighing at a feather light 157 gram really makes this device one of a kind. On the other hand, both the OnePlus Nord CE 5G and Poco X3 Pro come with a plastic back, but we prefer the textured pattern on the Poco. Both of them also score extra points for including a 3.5mm headphone jack, but the Poco goes a step further by providing expandable storage via microSD card as well. Up front, both the Mi 11 Lite and Oneplus Nord CE 5G have gorgeous AMOLED displays capable of producing stunning visuals and colors. Watching videos and movies is a delight. Poco X3 Pro, the odd one out in the back, still has an IPS LCD display, which is decent at best but cannot match the brightness and contrast levels of the latter. Where the Poco shines is at the faster 120Hz refresh rate for a smoother experience, whereas both the phones are capped at 90Hz. Performance is where things take an interesting turn. Both the Mi 11 Lite and OnePlus Nord CE 5G comes with the Snapdragon 7 series platform, namely the 732G and 750G. Daily tasks like launching apps and multitasking are where these devices feel right at home. But occasionally we could notice some stutters and lag. As expected, the Poco X3 Pro gallops ahead owing to its superior Snapdragon 860 SoC. The performance is not just excellent for casual browsing and watching videos, but also pushes great frame rates when gaming. But what plays in the OnePlus Nord's favor is Oxygen OS, which enhances user experience with no bloatware pre-installed. The Mi 11 Lite and OnePlus Nord CE 5G comes equipped with a triple camera setup, whereas the Poco X3 Pro comes with a quad camera. All the devices capture sharp and detailed images under optimal lighting. A huge battery is a boon in these fast-paced times. Following this trend, the Poco X3 Pro packs a huge 5160 mAh battery capacity, easily lasting the whole day. Both the Mi 11 Lite and OnePlus Nord CE 5G comes with a slightly lower battery capacity, forcing the user to a plug point sooner than usual. But all of them support faster charging speeds, with the Mi 11 Lite and Poco X3 Pro juicing up a little faster than the OnePlus Nord. All of them ship with fast chargers in the box. Priced at $21,999, the Mi 11 Lite is perfect for users prioritizing on stylish design and aesthetics, but for people seeking out a little more from their devices in terms of great hardware with oodles of performance, the Poco X3 Pro, priced at $18,999, offers exceptional bang for buck and gets a thumbs up from our side.
Let's move on to a very important and interesting story. You must be hearing all these new terms. A lot of companies have started using lossless audio, spatial audio, because of headphones and TWS earbuds, and with this becoming such a big category and market, almost every company now wants to say that their product has something very, very different. So what is lossless audio? What is spatial audio? Which are the companies getting into it? Does it make a real difference? Will you feel that difference? Let's move to Rubina and find out.
When was the last time you bought a music CD? From YouTube to Spotify or Apple Music, the world is rocketing towards streaming music. The convenience on demand availability of millions of tracks and the ability to listen to music wherever you want makes it a no-brainer. Music streaming services, however, come with one disadvantage, and that is audio quality. But first, let's backtrack a bit. A typical music CD weighs in at 700 MB of data for a single album. While it might not sound like a lot, 700 MB of data can put a significant dent in your daily data allowance, and much more if you like to listen to a lot of music. And so, streaming services use compressed versions of audio files. File formats like MP3, AAC are popular because they can reduce the file sizes of music files drastically. Compressed formats reduce file sizes by removing frequencies that cannot be heard by the human ear from audio files. Additionally, the bitrate or amount of information stored is also reduced to cut down on the file size. However, like any algorithm, the audio compression isn't perfect. Now, if you are listening to music while on the go or while working out, the compressed sizes offer a great balance between fast streaming, small file sizes, and good enough quality. This, however, doesn't cut it when listening to your favorite songs on your home stereo system. That's where lossless music comes in. Lossless audio is a format that is designed to present music exactly how it was recorded. Unlike MP3 audio, it does not drop out frequencies or information. And just like CDs, these 16-bit audio files are massive in size, which lets them include much more information and nuance that can be easily heard and felt when using quality earphones. lossless music tracks sound more spacious with fuller bass and more dynamic range that truly comes into its own with a pair of high-quality wired headphones or speakers. And the most convenient way to access lossless music is now Apple Music. Apple Music joins a small group of music streaming services that lets you listen to lossless music and even high-resolution music. High-resolution music offers even higher bit rates to ensure that the audio file is exactly what the artist recorded. Meanwhile, unlike competing services like Tidal, you do not have to pay an additional fee for the lossless audio tracks. Yes, Apple is including high-resolution music support for free for all subscribers to the service. Apple Music has also added one more feature to enhance your music listening experience: spatial audio with Dolby Atmos. Just like Dolby Atmos content in movies, spatial audio gives you a sense of height and create an illusion of additional speakers around you. So the next time you are listening to your favorite pop star, close your eyes and it might just sound like the musician is moving across the stage while singing. Unfortunately, due to the limitations of wireless technologies, the only way to experience lossless music is by using wired headphones connected to your iPhone or Android device. Moreover, you will need an external digital to analog converter or DAC to listen to the absolute best quality of music, since the DAC built into iPhones and Macs is not capable of resolving such high resolution audio. And this, however, comes at the cost of extremely large files. However, all iPhones, iPads and Macs will be available to stream CD quality lossless music for free once the service rolls out in India later this month. Spatial audio, on the other hand, will be available to any user, including those who are using wireless earphones both on iOS and Android. So if you want the most cutting edge and best music listening experience on a streaming service, Apple Music right now is the place to be.
So all of you have been asking about is the Apple Airtags, priced about $3,190. You can find your keys, bag, wallet, briefcase. Works very, very well, very easy to use. No buttons on the AirTag. All the communication on the AirTags are encrypted. Let's see, what did we think about it?
How often do you lose your keys, wallet or perhaps a TV remote? Studies show that the average person loses 7 to 9 items a day and might spend upwards of 15 minutes looking for them. Add it up and that's a whole lot of time wasted. What if there was a better way to solve the problem? What if there was a smarter way to find where you left your keys? Well, enter the Apple Airtags. Design-wise, the Apple Airtags are created to be discreet. The location tracker can easily pass off as a small battery or even a luggage tag. The chrome-plated device is encased in plastic and is small enough to slip away into wallets and yet powerful enough to work well at any distance. Inside the Airtags is a simple Bluetooth low-energy chip as well as an ultra-wideband chip. Surprisingly enough, Apple has even included a replaceable battery. Now, who would have thought that? There are no buttons here and the pairing process is typically straightforward as with any Apple product. Head to the Find My app on your iPhone and the tags will show up under the Items tab. The app is also where you control everything the AirTag can do. Not only you can name them, but in case you have lost them, it is possible to make the AirTags chirp using the surprisingly loud onboard speaker. The real magic, however, happens with the ultra-wideband chip. If you have a supported iPhone, which is any iPhone starting from the iPhone 11, you can use the Find My app to find the tags using a virtual arrow on the screen that directs you to where the AirTags are. Now, losing objects at home is one thing, but what if you forget your bag when you're out and about? Well, Apple has a solution for that. The AirTags can tap into Apple's entire Find My network and find the lost object anywhere in the world as long as there's an iPhone nearby. And with over 80 million iPhones sold in the fourth quarter of 2020, there's a good chance that your AirTag can ping an iPhone around it nearly anywhere in the world. All communications to and fro the AirTag are encrypted, and if marked as lost, all a user has to do is tap the tag and a pop-up on the finder's phone will show selected information like a message or phone number. The best part, even Android users can tap a lost AirTag to find the owner. And no, AirTags cannot be used to track a person. In case the AirTags get separated from the owner's device, nearby iPhones will be informed that an AirTag is moving with them. If you're prone to losing things, you owe it to yourself to get some AirTags. The product is a classic example of Apple's deep integration and focuses on ease of use. While the idea isn't new, the proof is in the implementation, and Apple can leverage its ecosystem of millions of phones to offer a product that just works. Unfortunately, the convenience does not come cheap. A single unit is priced at 3,190 rupees, while a pack of 4 will run you 10,900 rupees.
Let's take a quick break right now. When we come back, lots more happening on the Cell Guru Show. Welcome back to the Cell Guru Show, and like I said, we're going to talk about something very interesting and also breaking news that what I'm going to introduce is already coming in a phone. Mediatek Dimensity 5G open resource architecture. So smart devices makers actually want to access software and hardware and tweak these aspects to their liking, change it altogether so their phones are completely customized, more control and flexibility to OEMs. They are able to, like I said, customize features for camera, display, graphics, connectivity. Freedom to fine-tune the device's performance so that their phone, even though they are using that same MediaTek chipset, their phone can be completely different from another person's phone. And the first company to actually pull this off is Mediatek with their Dimensity 1200 SoC. It's been announced under this program. And it's not something that will happen in a year or two. The Oneplus Nord CE is the first phone under the program to be launched. So this is really exciting stuff.
Mediatek, the world's largest chip manufacturer by volume, has announced an interesting venture during the Mobile World Congress 2021. Called the Dimensity 5G Open Resource Architecture, which will allow smartphone device makers to access software and hardware used in the Dimensity 1200 SoC and tweak these aspects to their liking or change it altogether with their own resources. This is huge news, as it will give more control and flexibility in the hands of OEMs and be able to customize features for cameras, display, graphics, artificial intelligence, processing unit, sensors and connectivity subsystems within the Dimensity 1200 chipset. This will hugely benefit small smartphone vendors, which will be able to custom tweak the chipset resources to offer better streamlined features on their smartphones. Typically, tweaks made by any OEM would typically be deployed on top of what Mediatek already offers, which means that phone makers might not often get the exact feature or implementation that they aimed for. Now, they can use their own custom calibrations and algorithms to define exactly how they want their phone's display colors to look like. The open resource architecture will give brands the freedom to fine-tune the device's performance and power efficiency. This includes the central processing unit, graphics processing unit, deep learning accelerators, and visual processors. For example, the brands will also have raw access to camera image signal processor, so they can customize and configure to suit their own software setup and camera sensors and have greater control over image stabilization, color correction, and more. Based on precedents, this could work out for Mediatek. Apple, Samsung and Huawei all make their own custom chips, which let them perfectly integrate both software and hardware to get the most out of their chips. Mediatek hopes the same thing as well with the open resource architecture, and if it works, as the brand says it will, the move can be a major one. OnePlus is one of the first smartphone brands to have partnered with Mediatek, and the upcoming Nord 2 will be the first phone under this open source architecture. OnePlus has worked closely with Mediatek to enhance the AI-based features to enhance the user experience. To highlight the new AI capabilities of the chipset, OnePlus and Mediatek have chosen the name Dimensity 1200 AI to distinguish it from the standard Dimensity 1200. In the end, the beneficiary here is the consumer. The consumer will have a customized, tailored and better experience suited to his or her needs.
That then was the Cell Guru show for this week. But do remember, I will be back next week with so much more. Can't tell you, but there's some real exciting stuff. So do tune in. I'll see you next week.